Tomec back with another Chromeworks live stream. Nice to see you guys on this beautiful sunny morning here in Ottawa, Canada. I hope it's nice where you are as well. We've got some amazing stuff for you this week. I'm going to be unveiling our brand new Minecraft game, and that's what I'm super excited about. So Jeffrey, my son, who's a co-op student with us during this quadmester, has been hard at work, and I set him loose on this mission to create a Minecraft game, or not an actual copy of Minecraft, but a game that was inspired by Minecraft. I told him he could do any genre he wanted to, and he came up with a tower defense game that I'm just super impressed with. Now, it's still in development, but I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek today, and tomorrow morning we're going to be releasing the first part of our tutorial video. So let's give you guys a look right now. So this is Minecraft Tower Defense. You can see here that it looks very familiar to anyone who's ever played Minecraft before. You've got a little house in the middle that you're trying to defend. We're going to have zombies and creepers and other monsters coming in off the edge of the screen. And so you're going to be fighting kind of a double battle here, where you're trying desperately to mine resources that you can use to defend your base while you're searching for the Ender portal that will take you to the boss battle at the end of the game. Let me run the game here right now for you. As I said, it's still in development, so this might not be the final look of the game, but it's going to be something like this. So you mine resources down here by clicking down at the bottom. And you see every time you mine resources, you open up new tunnels underneath the ground, and you can continue to dig. Along the way, you're harvesting resources, and then those resources you can use to build stuff like walls, for example. I'm going to build some walls here on this side, and you can also build steves. Now, the steves cost gold, so let's switch over to steves here, and we'll build a steve right here. There we go. And you can see that the walls are stopping the bad guys until a creeper reaches your wall, and then boom, the wall gets blown away. So it's a kind of a frantic game where you're busy digging, but you're also trying to defend your base at the same time. So you're gathering resources that you can use to buy steves to defend yourself from the incoming zombies and other monsters that are attacking you. It's quite fun and quite frantic. So I'm quite excited by this project, and I'm hoping you guys will be excited about it too. So as I said, we'll be releasing part 1 of our video tutorial tomorrow, Sunday, May 16th, sometime during the day, and we'll be releasing a new part to the video every week after that. There is no finished version of the game to show you guys yet. You're going to have to just chill on that for a little bit until we finish coding it. But really excited about this project, and hoping you guys will be excited about playing it as well. So let's go see who's online with us today. All right, so I'm joined by quite a big crew of people out here. If you are on YouTube and you would like a shout out, please say hi to us in the chat, and I will give you a shout out. Just tell us your first name and the city where you come from, and I will give you a little bit of a shout out on the stream. In the meantime, who's with us on Discord? Well, we have a big crew with us today. So over in Florida, we have Balin. Good morning, Balin. And
good morning.
Good morning. So Balin and his entire family are here today. Thane is with us as well today, and their little brother Thorin. I want to say a special hello to Thorin, who's the newest member of our Chromeworks crew here. Good morning, Thorin. Nope. Okay, so
Hi.
Hi, Thorin. So you're 7 years old and you're already coding, huh? That's fantastic. I wanted to show you guys the game that Thorin made for us. Thorin did my cat and mouse tutorial, and this is the remix that he made of it. He made a game called Snake and Mouse, where a snake is chasing other mice. And I thought you did a fantastic job, Thorin. Do you like coding in Scratch now, buddy?
Yes.
Good. So are you going to what's your next game? What else are you going to make for us now, buddy?
What?
Are you going to make another game for us?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, we're looking forward to whatever you come up with next. right, so who else is with us? So that's our friends in Florida. We also have Gamer Davey with us here in Ottawa. Good morning, Davey. And also, Kendra's with us from Rockland near Ottawa. Hi, Kendra. Kian's with
Hi.
us. Hi, Kendra. Nice to see you again. Kian's with us from Ottawa. Good morning, Kian. And all the way from London, England, we have Deck, the decoder. Good morning, Deck.
Hi.
Hi. So nice to see everybody online today. And I want to give a special shout out to my co-op student, Ben, who's with us again today. Good morning, Ben.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Ben. Tell us what you worked on this week.
So I have the new episode of Time Travelers.
Excellent. And so what are you building this week on Time Travel, or what are you reviewing this week on Time Travelers?
We are currently doing the Atari 2600. There we go. The Atari 2600.
I had to correct Ben earlier in the week because he said the Atari 2600. And since I'm unfortunately old enough to remember the original console when it was released, I was a kid when it was released, and I saved my pennies and got one of them in my own house as well. And I can tell you with authority, since being there, being a time traveler myself, that it was called the Atari 2600. So that was a great console, by the way, and it was the console that opened up gaming to millions and millions of people around the world. So anyway, we're really happy that you're focusing on it this week. Ben's going to be back every week with a new console from the deep dark past that he's going to tell us all about. So we've got that segment coming up. Okay, guys. So I want to. Is there anyone else I needed to shout out to? I know it looks like we got to everybody here. So before we get into the main event here, I was showing a cat and mouse remix, and I wanted to mention that I was over at Hawthorne School in Ottawa this week doing some more cat and mouse and doing some other fun scratch projects with a whole bunch of grade 6, 7, 8 students at Hawthorne. So I want to give a special shout out to the kids at Hawthorne School and maybe show you just a couple of the projects that these guys created for me. A lot of them were cat and mouse projects. Here's Isabel's version of cat and mouse. And I thought the color scheme in this game was just particularly lovely. So I wanted to show you her use of gradients here, which is really nice. I think a lot of introductory Scratch users don't really know how to do gradients in Scratch. And so I just wanted to make sure that you guys were familiar with that. So I'm going to draw a new sprite here.
I love using gradients.
Yeah, gradients are fantastic. So normally when you fill something up like this, you're just going to get one plain color in it, right? But if you go to the fill tool and then click these little boxes at the top, you can get gradients that go sideways, up and down, or horizontal. So let me do a sideways one here. And you can see the color fades from one color to another color. And so if I want this to go from purple to white, for example, I can just adjust the color over on the right-hand side, or I can click on the left and adjust that color as well. And it just gives things a much more sophisticated look, I think, and very, very useful for some projects anyway. So I want to give a shout out to Isabel for her nice graphic design work on that project. Here's Lamar's cat and mouse project, which was actually a frog chasing after dragonflies. I thought that was a particularly appropriate one. And we've got a little soccer versus basketball battle here, a little sports-themed remix of the game here, where there's a soccer ball chasing after a basketball. I know which sport Lamar here likes best, because the soccer ball seems to be dominating. So congratulations, Lamar, on that game. And here, I don't know who this is. I think this is Sophia, maybe. I'm not sure about the name here. But this is Squirrel Chan, who appears to be a character from anime. Does anyone know who Squirrel Chan is?
I think it might be a mix between Jackie Chan and Squirrel.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, this is a very bizarre remix of the game with cheesy puffs and some kind of green food in it. And
It's Yandere-chan.
okay, so is that from an anime thing?
No, I think it's from a game.
From a game, okay. All right, so that shows my pop culture knowledge, guys. Anyway, so congratulations to all the kids from Hawthorne School. I'm sorry I don't have time to show you all their work. If you want if you have a project you want to show me, remember always that you can email me at info@chromeworks.ca. Send me a link to your project, and maybe I'll show you on the stream as well. Hey, I see some people over on YouTube. We've got Abe Stasiak. Good morning, Abe. Nice to see you. I've seen you on the live stream a couple of times now. Let me get my screen back here. I've disappeared. Abe, I don't know if we've ever reported where you come from. Just let us know what city you're from, and I just want to. I always like to say hello to new people who are on the stream. And we also have a visit from former co-op student Ishan. Nice to see you, Ishan. We miss you over here, buddy. If you want to jump onto the Discord and say hello, we'll happily give you a little minute here as well. So good morning, Ishan. Nice to see you back. As always, old Chromeworks alumni are always welcome here. All right, guys. So I'm going to move on to my lesson of the day. I'm going to do a block of the week lesson. You guys might recall that block of the week is a little segment I do every once in a while where I show people some details about how one specific block can help you do stuff in Scratch. And I'm going to do something that's particularly applicable to our game today. So I have a starter file here called Snapping to a Grid in Scratch. I'm going to teach you all about a new block called Floor today. And I'm going to copy this into the chat. So here it is in YouTube, and here it is in Discord, guys. So if you can call up this file right now, I want to show you one of the problems we were having when we were trying to code our new Minecraft game. And that was how to make sure that things land in a certain spot. So I've coded this little project here, and let me show you what I've already got down here. So there's already quite a bit of code here. What happens is I've got this little purple dot here that I can basically place down on the screen anywhere I want to. When I click, it just creates a clone of itself in the spot where I've clicked. So the purple dot is going to mouse X and mouse Y all the time, and it's waiting for me to click. And when I click, and as soon as I release it, it creates a clone of itself, right? So the challenge here is that I want these blocks to actually appear perfectly aligned inside this grid every time. You can see how these blocks can basically get placed anywhere they want to on the grid. When we're working in something like Minecraft, we have to stick to a very specific grid here. And so how do we force our dots to always go to snap to this grid, basically? And the magic block that we need to do that is a block called Floor, which I've never dealt with before in Scratch. It's one of the complex math functions down here at the bottom in our green blocks. So the green blocks, you guys will remember, are the complex math functions with trigonometry and stuff like that. Sorry, was someone trying to speak to me?
I know what floor means as well.
So what does floor mean, Thane? Why don't you tell the audience what that's all about?
I watched a video, and floor basically always rounds down. It's basically rounding, but you always have to round down.
Exactly. So normally when we talk about rounding, we're rounding to the nearest number. So if it's a low number, we'll round down. If it's a high number, we round up. But floor will always round down. So if I put a number like 10.3 in here and then click on it, you'll see that the number it returns is 10. Even if it's like 10.9999999, it will still round it down, even though it's so close to 11, it's not funny. And so that's really useful for this kind of project that we're doing here. We want to snap to a grid, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So it involves a little bit of math. Let me show you guys. I actually have a little PowerPoint that I used in my lesson, in my Minecraft lesson here, and I just want to.
You can think of it as like going down to the floor.
Yeah, exactly, Thane. Right. So so it brings the number down. I'm going to show you guys an example. So up on my screen here is the number 160. So I'm just imagining we were working with a 16 by 16 grid the last time that in our Minecraft project here. And so I thought I would use 160 as an example number. So let's say I click on an x coordinate that's 160 here. The math that we're going to do to it is we're going to divide it by the size of our grid. So we're dividing it by 16, and you can see that I picked a nice number, so we end up with 10 here, right? So that So what we're going to do with that number is multiply it by 16. So we're dividing the number by 16 and then multiplying it by 16 again. But in between, we're going to do a floor of it, which means we're going to round it down. Now that doesn't do anything if we have a number that's already divisible by 16. But let's say I clicked on an x-coordinate like 164 or 165. So in that case, we get a much different number. We get 10.3.125, and then if we multiply that by 16 by 16 again, we'd end up with 165. But we want to get it back to 160. We want this thing to snap back to that same position, 160. And we can use floor to do that, guys. Let me show you how. So if we take that number and floor it, so we're taking 165, dividing it by 16, and then flooring it, now it turns back to 10. And so now when we multiply it by 16, it turns back to 160. So if I click on anything, on any x-coordinate that's within 16 of 160, so if I click on an x of 161, 162, 165, 170, even 174 or 175, it's all, this formula is always going to take it down to 160, which will force it to go inside the grid. I'm going to show you guys how to code that now. So let's go back to our snapping project here, and I'm going to show you how to implement this. So instead of taking our mouse X, well, I'm hearing a lot of chat in the Discord. Nothing, I'm not sure. So if anyone's trying to direct message me, you should probably know that I'm not monitoring those direct messages in Discord. I'm just listening to the Mr. T channel here, by the way, if anyone's in Discord trying to text me. Anyway, okay, so let's have a look at how we can change this code around to make this snap to the grid exactly. So we're going to grab this mouse X, and as I described before, we're going to divide it by the size of our grid. So I actually have a 16 pixel grid here, which is the one we were using in our game. So let's go ahead and grab a divided by block. We're going to take mouse X and divide it by the width of our grid. So wherever it is that we click, we're going to take that x coordinate and divide it by 16. Then we're going to floor it. So let's grab that floor block and put the mouse x divided by 16 inside there like that. And so now we're rounding down our x coordinate, and then we want to multiply it by 16 again to get it back to that original number. So we're going to pop all that inside of multiply by 16. And now I'm going to pop that back inside the go to block here, just like that. Now this is going to work for the x coordinate, but not for the y. So just be aware of that, guys. So now you can see, whoa, okay, something is wrong here. Go to x, floor of mouse x divided by 16 times 16, and a y of 25. So hold it. I thought this was...
I think you might have put it in the wrong go-to.
Oh, yeah, sorry. yeah, sorry. Good catch, Thane. Okay.
My mic isn't really working today, so it's hard for me to speak.
No problems at all. Okay, so now look at this. When I try to slide this over to the right, it just snaps.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it on my phone now.
Okay, great, thanks. So you can see here, buddy, that when I move my mouse over, when I jiggle my mouse, it sticks to this line here, right? And it won't go to the next line until my mouse goes all the way over to the next spot. So I basically snapped it to this line, but I want it to go in between the two lines. So what I'm going to have to do here is just offset it a little bit. I know that my block is 16, so I'm going to offset it by the width, by half that width, so that it lands right in the middle. So let's grab this entire block here, pop it back inside. Let me shrink this a little bit before I mess something up. There we go. And so we're going to add 8 to that total here and put that back into my go to x command. And you'll see that now it's always horizontally centered on the screen. Beautiful. Now I'm going to do the same thing to the y coordinate. So I'm just going to duplicate all of this code, but I'm going to replace it with a mouse y instead of a mouse x. And let's pop that into the y coordinate now. All right, so now let's have a look at it. think we have to stop and restart the program here. Oh, okay, hold it. Something's floor of most Y. That actually should be working, but it's not. Hold it. Oh, yeah, we've offset it. Hold it. So what have I done wrong here? Floor of most X. So it's working for the X coordinate. It's always centering it. Yeah, Kian, I'll make you a mod later. I'm happy to do that, but I'm a little bit tied up right now. So my floor of most Y divided by 16 times 16. I want to go have a look at the other version of this program that I did. Floor of most Y. This is actually supposed to work right now, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Huh. So the left-right is working, and I've coded something wrong in my horizontal here, in my vertical here. Floor of mouse Y divided by 16 times 16 plus, and that code looks perfect. So let me try that here on my other screen. Maybe my offset is wrong, huh? I'm going to show you guys another version of the program that I have here that's already done. I just want to see if there's anything different. So this is what.
Mr. Key.
Yes. Sorry, who was that? Deck. Yes, Deck.
Yeah. So there's this new person called Funky Dino. That's A from YouTube. They need a role, I think, to join the call.
Oh.
Could you just?
Or I don't know.
Yeah, well, so we're
Is
not
a new person allowed to join the green room?
Yeah, so we're.
If they join the green room, I could just drag them in.
Yeah, so we're not actually letting new people in on the day of because I need to get parental permission and stuff. So I'm not going to get him on the stream this week, buddy. Just because I don't.
He said he has parental permission.
Yeah, but I need to actually see the form.
To
So I'm
chat.
not going to do that live on the live stream. Basically, you can apply, and then next week you can get on the live stream. Abe, it's nice to see you here, though, buddy. And please welcome back. But we're going to get you on the stream next week. If you can go ahead and fill in my permission form to from your parents, so that we can get you permission to the stream. All right, so guys, I'm not quite sure what I coded wrong there, but you can see here that I've got a working version of the program here. And so this is a 30-point grid, and you can see that no matter where I try to click, it's always appearing exactly inside the middle of this grid here, no matter what I do here. And so to change this around to a different grid, we just have to change these numbers around a little bit. So here's a 20-point grid. And let's stop the program, and all I have to do is change these numbers to 20 here, 20, 20, and then half of 20 is 10 for the offset. And I'm going to do the same thing over here, 20, 20, and 10. And now we're snapping to a different size grid here. So let me show you that in maximum view here. And again, we're always in the middle of the grid. So what kind of games do you guys think this would be quite useful for? Anyone on the Discord want to give me some suggestions of what we could do with this kind of code now that we know how to snap things into place in a grid? This to me looks...
Connect 4.
Oh, I know.
Go ahead.
Connect 4.
Connect 4, yeah, perfect. That would be perfect for that kind of project thing. Kian, did you have a suggestion, or I heard Deck or somebody on there?
I'm the one that said Connect 4.
Oh, Kian. Okay, thank you, Kian. Yeah, that was a good suggestion. Sorry, I'm having a hard time sometimes keeping track of who's talking to me. Anyone else have a suggestion? I was thinking Minesweeper as well. It would work really nicely for a Minesweeper game. All right, I have one more grid here that I want to show you. This is... Sorry, Deck.
I had one idea.
Pardon me?
So, like digital drawing.
A digital
maybe.
drawing program. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, of pixels.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. So what kind of grid is this that I have here now? Let me just go to my backdrops. I think this is a 10 pixel, oh, this is the 16 pixel grid here. So the 16 pixel grid was the one we were having trouble with. Let me just show you the code again on this, and I'm going to modify this one more time just to show you for one last time how easy it is to modify this to fit different grids. So I'm going to change it to 16 by 16 by 8, 16 by 16 by 8, and let's stop the program and restart it here again. And so now that we're on a third kind of grid, you can see that again, I'm not sure if this is a 16 grid. I think the offset is a little bit off here vertically, eh? Sometimes these grids, you have to play with the offset. Oh, I made the offset 9 here instead of 8. Let's see if that makes a difference. It's still not right, eh? Let me try an offset of 4. Now that puts it right on the line. An offset of 8 puts it a little off. So Jeffrey was encountering this problem when he was coding this stuff as well. He found that sometimes you have to play with the offset, and I think it has to do with the background not being properly aligned to.
What if you change another to 6?
To 6.
Would that not work?
Yeah, let's try the vertical offset of 6. Yeah, that's not it either.
Yeah.
An offset of 10. 12. Yeah, 12 gets us there. So Jeffrey was finding this as well, and I'm not quite sure about the math of this. If anyone wants to help us figure this out. Sometimes this works, and I think it has to do with the way that these numbers are dividing themselves, but sometimes you do have to adjust the offset a little bit. So it's just a matter of finding the right number. Once you nail down the proper offset number, then it's always going to land inside the proper space here. It seems to always work perfectly horizontally, but on the vertical, sometimes the number's a little bit off, and you have to go with a little bit of a different offset. Anyway, so really, I think this is a really cool little feature. Jeffrey taught me this week, and I thought that was actually a really excellent and very useful little skill for you guys. Sorry.
I have an idea for this idea.
What's that thing?
So you can make like a, maybe you can actually make a tower defense game and make it vertical, where you have 2 castles, basically one castle on the top of the screen, one castle at the bottom of the screen. The one on the bottom is yours, and then while enemies are coming out from the top, there are little cards at the bottom that you can place down with this function, so you can place them down like different squares and stuff.
Okay. Well, that sounds like an interesting little project. Maybe you want to give that a try.
Yeah, and if you hear like the and all that stuff, it's because my mic isn't working and I just need to test it.
No problems at all. All right, Key and I just finally did add you as a moderator, dude. So you can go ahead and start doing exercising your eminent power on YouTube if you like. Okay, guys, so let's move on here. We've got a few other things I wanted to show you today. Let's start off with a new website that I wanted to show you, and I've assigned Connor McCooey, one of my other co-op students, to tell us all about it today. I'm going to give you guys a preview before I run his video, though, and it's called turbowarp.org. I don't know if you guys have seen this before. It's a fantastic website.
Yeah, I've seen it a lot. Lots of people use it.
Yeah, it's actually a very popular site that I've only become
Me as well.
Yeah, I've only become aware of it in the last little while, and it does a whole bunch of stuff. I think the one thing that it's most famous for is it recompiles all of the Scratch projects in JavaScript, which makes them run a ton faster and allows you to run some very, very complex stuff in Scratch that you wouldn't normally be able to do just because it's too processor intensive. Here's a little graphical project, for example, that's on their homepage that you can use to kind of test how fast this is. If you ran this project inside of ordinary Scratch, I'm going to copy this URL, and I think I can just show you guys how much slower this would be if you tried to run it inside the actual Scratch interface. So by recompiling these files in JavaScript, yeah, look at this. Do you see how much slower that is, guys? So you can do stuff that normal Scratch wouldn't be able to manage using this Turbo Warp thing. I think let's try running this project in turbo mode and see if that works. I'm just kind of curious. So we'll go to the edit menu and we'll turn on turbo mode, which unlocks the frame rate. And let's see if that speeds things up. And no, it's still too slow. So as I said, by recompiling these projects in JavaScript, the creator of this Turbo Warp website has created the ability to run much more sophisticated 3D projects and graphics projects that are way beyond the ability of Scratch to do. Now, Turbo Warp has a whole bunch of other really cool features that it enables, a little bit like that Scratch plugin that that you guys were showing us a couple of weeks ago as well. So I see that Abe says his dad's filled in his form for him. So Abe, we're going to get you online next week. I can't interrupt the live stream to give you permissions and all that stuff, but we'll get you part of our community as soon as I'm logged off here, and then you can join our friends on Discord. If anyone else wants to join our Discord server, so Discord is a communication server, and it's generally something that you need to be a certain age to use. So you're going to need parental permission if you want to get on here, and that's why you can go to my website at chromeworks.ca, and there's a little form there for your parents to fill out if you want to get permission to join us in the future. All right, so anyway, I asked Connor to have a look into the site, and he's going to do a little series here where every oh, Deck actually has done something really cool here. Let me drag this over to the main window. So Deck wanted to show us how you could use this program to do a digital art project, and so he's typed his name into here. Very cool. So that's another way that you can use, it looks a little bit like needlepoint, I think, actually. Yeah, so Deck, that's actually a really cool idea, buddy. Thank you. I've got to get the... yeah, I got to get that back over here. Okay, so back to what I was talking about originally. So I asked Connor to have a look at some of the other features. There's a whole bunch of other advanced features and add-ons and stuff that are part of this Turbo Warp program. And I asked Connor to have a look at some of these and maybe report back on some of them. So every week he's going to be bringing you a different little segment here talking about something cool that you can do with Turbo Warp. One of the things that impressed me most was this little feature that it has to do onion skinning. You guys might remember that onion skinning is like an animation technique that's not available inside of Scratch, but it is available inside of Turbo Warp. And this week, Connor's going to tell you all about how to take this little add-on and use it in your Scratch projects to up your animation game. So let's get to that right now.
Hey guys, my name's Connor. I'm a co-op student at Chromeworks. This is the very first episode of Turbo Tutorials, where we look at Turbo add-ons for Scratch. Today, we'll be looking at onion skinning. Onion skinning is a tool that'll make animating much easier and a tool that all animators use. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on that setting, or add-on. You're going to want to go to add-ons here. It's going to open up a new tab. You can either scroll down to look for it or just type it in. Here it is. And you're going to want to make sure that this is on. This will turn on the extension. So you're going to want to go back and click the See Inside button to open up a project. And to test this, we will open up this sprite here. Go to costumes. We'll get rid of this. And I'm going to make a stickman. Just a tip here, when you're making a circle, hold shift to make a perfect circle. Okay, there we go. We have our stick figure. So the next thing you're going to want to do is right click and duplicate. And you're going to want to move it here. Okay. So let's say I want to move the hand here. You want to click it and move, and you'll see the outline of the last costume. Alright, so I'm gonna try and make him wave. So what you're gonna want to do is slowly move the arm up with each new costume. Alright, so with this one, I'm going to click the middle of his arm here to give him a joint. So it'll look a little better when he waves. Alright. So once you have all your costumes done, you're going to want to go back to the code. Alright, so once you're back to the code, you're going to want to go to Events and get a When Space Key Pressed. Then get a Forever and a Next Costume. And we'll also get a Wait. I'll switch this to 0.2. Alright, and let's test here. There we go, we have our wave. Now that that's done, just go polish up your animation and add some more code if you'd like. Alright, so once you're all done in Turbo with your animation and your code, you're gonna want to go to File and Save to your computer. Just put it in here. I'll name it Stick. Save there. And go to the normal Scratch. Alright, so go to File and Load from your computer. Grab your file. Open. Click OK to this. And here you have it. You have everything here. The code you did, the backdrop, and the animation. Let's just go into the costumes here. And as you can see, everything is here. But you can't see the onion skinning. Alright, that's it for this tutorial on the add-on onion skinning to Scratch. Make sure you check out the channel for more Scratch content. Thanks.
Hey guys, welcome back to the second ever episode of Time Travelers, where we're going to be jumping through time, taking a look at all of the video game consoles, and more importantly, the video games that went along with them. Today, we're going all the way back to have a look at one of the most popular consoles back in the day, the Atari 2600, that came out 5 years after the Magnavox Odyssey, which, in case you missed it, we covered in our last episode. make sure to go check out the Chromeworks live stream to take a look. So, since the Magnavox Odyssey came out, there have been a lot of major changes. So, let's get into it. So, unlike our last episode, where we covered the Magnavox Odyssey that came out in 1972, we determined that it was the best thing that came out that year. Well, for the Atari, it's a little different. The Atari came out in 1977. Do you know what else came out in 1977? The original Star Wars, A New Hope. So, let's just say the Atari is the second coolest thing to come out that year. Now, as a sort of tradition, I have to show you a song that came out that same year. So today we have a rather interesting classic. So with that out of the way and my ears bleeding, let's get into the real episode.
Oh yes, sirree, it's the 2600 from Atari. It's the video system with classics galore from Space Invaders.
The Atari was extremely popular, selling over 30 million copies as of 2004. But unlike the Magnavox Odyssey, it also came with many more features. For example, the controllers had advanced considerably. Now it was actually a joystick with another little button on the side, so much better than it was before. It also now had color and sound effects. But they must have taken some inspiration from Star Wars, as all of the sound effects were just beeps and boops, like R2-D2. Another really big upgrade was the use of cartridges. Now, in case you don't know what a cartridge is, think of a CD, but thicker, bigger, and stores way less space. But it was definitely an upgrade from just using a bunch of pins to store your game, so it now actually stored somewhat of a game. Speaking of games, I think this is where the Atari really shines. Some of the games include Miss Pac-Man, which was like the first kind of Pac-Man-esque game. There was Super Breakthrough, River Raid, Pole Position, Pitfall, and many, many more. But I think the one that most people know is Space Invaders. That's right, the classic Space Invaders came out on the Atari 2600. So, in order to play these new modern fancy games, it had to have upgraded specs. I'm not going to go too in detail, but on the left is the Atari specs, and then on the right is the new modern Xbox Series X's specs. Now, it may not seem like much, but if I change the units on the Xbox Series X, you'll see quite the difference. Like the CPU, which is 3,000 times faster. Now, there was one small hiccup that almost cost the whole industry to cease to exist. Part of the blame falls on the worst video game ever, E.T. Extraterrestrial, which most games took 6 to 8 months to make. This one only took 5 weeks. And considering this game was supposed to be huge to celebrate the release of the new movie, it certainly was not enough time. It was a really bad game, it had really bad graphics, even for the time, and it wasn't really fun to play. Not to mention all the really bad glitches you can see on screen. Not the best. But it wasn't the only reason why there was a huge crash. It also was because of lots of bad decisions made by lots of the companies in the industry. For example, Pac-Man. Yes, the original Pac-Man that came out in the 1980s. It sold 7 million copies, which seems like a lot, but considering the company made 12 million of them, they didn't sell as many as they'd hoped. But they never were going to sell 12 million, as there were only 10 million Ataris in homes at the time. Kind of funny, they were actually never going to sell 2 million of them. So, in the end, E.T. was the final nail in the coffin to stop this whole franchise. So, how did the gaming industry get back on its feet? Well, that's thanks to the NES, or the Nintendo Entertainment System. But I think I'll leave that to the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.
Darn it. Okay, so I'm really sorry about the audio issues, guys. I've got kind of a bubblegum and paper clips kind of audio system going here that I think works okay after like 6 months of wrestling with how to get audio routed through this thing. But the one problem is I have to remember to unmute my mic when I'm talking and mute it again when I'm showing videos. Otherwise, they come up double, and you get an echo effect in YouTube. So sorry if I do that every once in a while. I'm trying hard to remember. So we're actually joined in our on-stage area here on Discord by Abe, our newest member. Abe, if you have a microphone, you want to say hello? No worries. Anyway, you're always welcome to say hi to Mr. T on the stream here. If you want to send us any of the projects you've been working on, I know you're probably a scratcher if you've been watching this. If you want me to share any of your work or show off whatever you've done here. In the meantime, though, welcome to our Discord server, and you can feel free to chat with all the other members here. They're mostly kids your own age, I would imagine, and I'm sure you'll have a great time here on our server. In the meantime, so I have one more thing to show you today. We're running out of time here, but Thane has come up with another Minecraft review of the week. Thane, are you still with us? Thane said he would have to go at some point, so he's probably not with us anymore. So Minecraft, every week Thane does a different Minecraft mod review for us. And this week he's come up with a really great one, a mod called Pandora's Box. So I'm going to show you that little video right now.
Thane's here.
Have you ever
Just
wished
checking.
you can make your world go crazy? Your Minecraft world go crazy? Well, now you can. It's working now. Hello, everybody. What's up? It's me, Thane, from the Chromeworks Club, and today we are going to be reviewing the Pandora's Box. Now, this mod makes your world go crazy. Like in the teaser, look at all this meat and stuff. All the animals died because this is like some sort of like devastation mod, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and put this back in my inventory. And if you're wondering about all of these other mods I have, I'm in Crazycraft 4. Now, to craft this, you'll need 4 planks of any kind, 4 pieces of redstone, and an ender pearl. Now, what you can do with this Pandora box is, of course, do crazy things. Like, let's go over here. Place one down. You place one down with right click. I think you can also break it. Let me see in game mode 0. Let's right click. Yeah, you can break it. Slash game mode 1. Then what you can do is you can right click. Then you just right click the box. And it turns everything crazy. Like, look here. We got a festive wonderland. Look, cakes. And we got cakes and food. We got cakes and cookies, and look at all these lollipops. So it basically makes your world go crazy. So like, you can also, I did this one from a test earlier. Let's place down 4 Pandora boxes here. Activate them all at the same time. See what happens. Hey, look at that. Cool, right? Many cool things can happen when you place down Pandora boxes. It could go good, it could go amazing, or it could go horribly. I mean, look, I'm levitating. Uh-oh, TJ. Bye-bye, beautiful world. And yeah. So that's basically what this mod can do. Now now let me do one in survival to show you how dangerous this mod can be, but also how fun it can be. So I'm gonna grab 9 of these. One in each slot. And then I'm going to place them all down in a location, and we'll see what happens in survival mode. So let's go ahead and land right here. Ready, say spot, last game, mode 0, and let's see what happens. So place 1 down here, 1 down here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, let's activate all of these. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Oh! So yeah, it's basically what you can do in this mod. And before we go, so that's basically all I can show in this mod. It's a very cool mod, but also a very short mod. So game mode 1. And before we go, just like always, I'm going to open up a lucky block. I don't know when I'm going to get in it, but we'll see. /game mode 0. Alright, here we are. Now let's see what happens. Hey, look at that! Fish! Firefish, sparkfish, rockfish, sparkfish, woodfish. A bunch of things that are in Mother Mod that I might show in a different time. Well, this was a very short mod. Certainly very short. But I had fun doing it. And I don't know why my screen's so close up. If you had fun during this mod, please consider subscribing to the Chromeworks Club. And I'll see you next time with another great mod review.
Sorry, unmuting myself. I'm going to try and remember that. So thanks for that, Thane. I forgot to mention that you have one more thing to show us today too, Thane. Tell us about your latest video project.
Okay, so you know how I've been doing a bunch of Among Us, right? I've done Among Us Push 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I decided it's time to stop doing that. So I decided to make a different sort of video. So I worked on a Fall Guys game, which is actually one of the most popular things before Among Us took over.
Okay, so I'm not even sure what Fall Guys is. Can you tell us about it?
Fall Guys is basically a competition with 60 players, and basically they have to compete through minigames to see who gets the crown.
Oh, cool. Interesting. Okay, so thank you for putting together a little teaser. The actual video, it's going to be released today, right?
After this, yeah, at 11 o'clock, at 11 a.m. So in about 7 minutes.
Okay, great. So, excellent. So we're looking forward to that. In the meantime, we have a little preview video we wanted to show you. So,
Hello?
hello. Oh, Abe's with us. Hello. Good. You finally got your microphone working, buddy. Hi, Abe.
Yeah, Discord was not working.
Okay. So, Abe, we don't want to ask too much personal information here, and you can always say no. But I just wanted to know how old you are and roughly where you live, like what city you come from, just so we can kind of triangulate you.
Oh, okay. 11, and I live in Ohio.
In Ohio.
Is that what you need, or?
Okay, I think you're our first new user from Ohio, or even from the central U.S. So welcome, Abe. Have you been scratching for a long time?
Hello. Well, I never made something without a tutorial, so I'm not really that good at Scratch.
Okay. Well, if you stick around here and keep watching our show, you're going to learn a lot. We've got a whole bunch of great content here to teach you guys how to use Scratch. If you go to my website, you'll see all kinds of tutorials. And I have a new section of my website called Scratch Basics. Right now while we're on the line here. So my website is chromeworks.ca, and you'll see my original how to do Scratch tutorial cat and mouse is on here. And I have this new section here called Scratch Basics that has a whole bunch of little videos made by my co-op students that show you how to do simple little things in Scratch if you're just new to the software. We're adding to these videos all the time, and there's lots of great stuff there. So if you want, this is the place to come if you want to learn a little bit more about coding. Anyway, so welcome to the club. Anything else you want to say while we got you on the line here?
One more thing. I actually am pretty good at Scratch now that I think about it. I usually do pretty good, but I never made like anything that amazing.
Okay, well, if you make anything that you want to show us ever, send me the link or post it here on Discord, and we'll show it on a future stream.
Okay, see ya.
Thanks a lot. Bye now. I see that we also have a little chat message here from the Noob Animations who said hello. So welcome, Noob Animations. And if you want to tell us how old you are and what city you're from, I'll give you that shout out as well. All right. So, sorry, I had promised to show you guys Thane's new video, but I got interrupted. So this isn't set up in my normal way here, but I'm just going to run it as a video on my screen here. So I'll show you that right now, guys. So this is Thane's new plush video.
Hello, I am Pokebot 2000, and welcome to Fall Guys Plush. The next challenge will be a Get in the Box challenge. Here's how it works. Out of my way. Whoa. Oh, I think I broke something. Oh, let's beat you up.
Nah, I'll beat you up first.
And this means the winner of this competition is...
That's a little preview of Thane's new video that's coming out at 11 o'clock. What's your YouTube channel again, please?
It's Crazy Kirby Boy, and sorry that you couldn't really hear that well. The teaser is also on my YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and look at that.
Oh, great. So just look up Crazy Kirby Boy, and you'll find Thane's video. Okay, well, I think we're running out of time for this week's segment. Guys. It's almost 11 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining.
I'll go ahead and make the video public now.
Sounds good. All right, so remember, tomorrow we're going to be releasing our Minecraft Tower Defense video, part 1 of a multi-part series. This is going to be quite an in-depth series, and we think it's going to make big waves. So congratulations to Jeffrey on coding a really amazing game. I'm looking forward to releasing it. So the starter file is available, and you can at least have a look at the graphics. Tomorrow the tutorial will be released. And sometime in the next week or so, I'll be releasing the finished game. And we'll probably be running these tutorials over the course of 3 or 4 weeks. So thanks for joining us, everybody. And I will see you guys next week. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
The video is public now. If anyone wants to watch it, here, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
And